Hey, what's up, everybody? We're just waiting for people to get in. Not everybody gets the notification at the same time, so we give a little wiggle room for folks to enter the chat room. In the meantime, sit back, relax, and chillax in the chat if you would like to. Again, we are just waiting for others to get in. We shall be starting soon, my friends. Soon, my friends. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're gonna get started here in the next couple of minutes. Give me some demon faces in the chat. And, yeah, let's get it going. It's Friday night! It's nice, it's relaxing. And, we still get the Hyperion takeaway at the end of the day. I don't know, that's not enough purple demon faces. Come on, let's get it. It's Friday night. Make some noise. You get a little room to be a bit spammy here, so come on. Come on now. Be a little spammy. Come on. Just a little. Just a little. More. More! Alright, I think we got it. Woo! Okay. Let's go to face in 3 and 2 and 1 and big face. Hello, everybody. My name is Jan Erickson. This is my Hyperion channel, in which I am a Hyperion and I look at shit in the world from a Hyperion perspective. So tonight is Friday night chat, and this is a little bit more of a lax stream, and it gives me a chance to catch up with everybody, and we get to have a little fun. And tonight is very much blasphemous therapy. Blasphemous therapy. Blasphemous therapy? Blasphemous therapy? Blasphemic therapy. Blasphemic? I don't know. So, in a nutshell, tonight I'm going to be watching a really ridiculous 1956 video created by the Mormon Church, the LDS Church, that sort of defines gender roles, for one, and two, highlights the struggles that women faced in the day when they were selecting their husbands. So this is going to be hilarious fun, and it's going to have some really good points to like sort of start a topic, like a sort of conversation about gender roles and about how much we've come a long ways when it comes to gender roles. And me being non-binary and having grown up in the LDS church, this is just gonna be hilarious fun. I almost did Bible Man today, okay, almost, but I'm like, nah, I kind of discovered a treasure trove of just ridiculous LDS old retro films, and I think I just want to settle in this little area for Friday nights. But if anybody, if you're a grew up Jehovah's Witness, like, or like you grew up Christian, if you also have a sort of cheesy retro video that you were shown in church as a lesson, you can share that with me to review in my Discord server. We have a secret Discord server as members of the channel and as patrons of my Patreon. So, if you become a member or you become a patron of mine, you will get access to our Discord server in which you can interact with me more one-on-one, and you can share stuff with me to review for live streams. Now, I have to say, I've been a little bit neglectful of the sharing links channel in there, but I'm getting to it. Like, I'm reviewing it and I'm getting to it, and I'm going to be doing some members only sort of videos and live streams here coming up soon, where I review specifically links that you share to me. Anyways, before we get started on our excursion, let me say hello to everybody who has come tonight. Oh, and if you have not liked the video, please give me a like. I need likes. I like likes. Give me the likes. Smash the like. Anyways, I see Cassie and I see Mark Vanderpool in here. A special hello to you. Both Cassie and Mark are moderators of mine, so thank you so much for coming. And if you would like to share links to your own channels or your own art channels or your own art profiles, please do so. Feel free to do that. And who else do I see? Cassidy, thank you so much for spamming me. I really appreciate that. I did ask for it specifically. Anyways, Hope, good to see you. Cassidy, hi. Laura, good to see you. I see Lucifer, Morningstar, good to see you. Exploring Holos, hello. Say hello, say hello. Renaissance Fairy, hello. Yes, Cassidy. Perfect timing. Exactly. I'm like, I asked for spam and Cassie delivered. Please feel free to say hello. Renaissance Fairy, Hope, Mark, Cassidy. I'm really excited to start the show. Let me know when you're ready. Are we ready? Should we get started? Should we keep waiting? I don't know. We only have 19 likes. Are people present here? What's going on? Alright, I think I would like to get started. We have 20 likes. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I think we're ready to start. So let's do it. It's like a cone on my hoodie. It's like a gnome point. Anyways. So, let's turn down actually, let's turn off the music. And now, what I would like to do is get started with the material I'm going to be reacting to tonight. Now, the material that we are going to be reacting to is produced by the LDS Church, the Mormon Church. I am an ex-Mormon. I am also a non-binary person. And this video in particular is touching base on gender roles within the Mormon Church in 1956, mind you, but there are many aspects of this that are still rooted in Mormonism today. And if you have to ask me point blank, Mormonism is a cult. Straight up. So, let's put on our reason goggles and take a look at this blasphemy before us. Viewing content. Oh no, that thing happened again where my cursor disappeared. Oh no, I have to blindly, like, navigate. No. How? Oh my goodness. No, that was the wrong thing. Oh shit. Where? No. Escape? No. Okay. Why does this glitch like this? Does anybody know? Can anybody research this issue for me? Like, whenever I bring up my viewing content, sometimes it does that, but then my cursor, my mouse cursor, completely disappears. And I have to blindly navigate by, like, highlighting certain things that I'm trying to get into by right-clicking. But I can't see where the cursor is, so it's really difficult to navigate. Anyways, if you know, let me know. If you don't worry about it. You need an AI personal assistant? Yes, I do. Oh my god, I can't tell you how much I need, like, an assistant. Or at least, like, a small team of people who would, like, clip, like, really educational parts about my live streams and, like, post them on their own channels. And I wouldn't even give a shit if you monetized it and made your own money off it either. Fuck, make money off my content. I don't give a crap. But that'd be cool. One day I would love, like, a sharp team of Mindful Monad supporters who would love to clip certain lessons out of the live streams, post them on their own YouTube channels, and monetize it. I don't care. Make money off it. Do it. Do it. Do it today. Like, if there is any copyright claims, I would deny them. You have full permission. If it's positive, of course. Obviously, there's going to be trolls that clip me out of context. That's every live streamer. So, you just saw it moving around. Ah, the paperclip. My god. No paper clips. Anyways. Oh, sorry. Distracted. So, yeah, we're gonna be viewing this video. This video is called How Near to the Angel. It was filmed in 1956. It's produced by the LDS Church. It's a video specifically about the problems faced by a young LDS woman in choosing a husband, with emphasis on temple marriage. It depicts problems of peer pressure and the positive influence an advisor can have. This sounds like good old Brady Bunch wholesome fun. So I am ready to have a little bit of therapeutic blasphemy. That's how it is. Blasphemic therapy. I had it backwards, so therapeutic blasphemy. This is therapeutic blasphemy for me, so buckle in, girdle your loins, and let's check this out. Okay, hold on. Laura is commenting on the cursor issue. Maybe you can get into settings and change your cursor to be, like, bigger, more obvious. No, like, I get, like, you're helping, but, like, I'm just imagining the most obnoxiously huge cursor ever in existence. Like, so much, like, you can barely even function. I do have a wireless mouse, but I know these batteries are fresh. Like, I literally put them in, like, a couple of days ago. Anyways. Alright. Crisis averted. Let's do this. Are we ready? Should we go? Should we get to it? Should we do the therapeutic blasphemy and watch this ridiculous video about gender roles? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. No, yes. I want the most obnoxiously huge cursor ever. I want it to take up like 75% of the screen. Yes, big enough to see its smug little face. Alright, let's do this. Let's watch this ridiculous video. Oh no. How near to the angels? Wait, is this weird kinky shit where it's like there's this story about angels that are like totally attracted to women? Anyways, how near to the angels? Hide your hair, girl! I would love to cover that sometime. It's kind of a really cool, like, there's some stuff, like, in the Bible that's a little interesting as, like, lore as myth, but not to be taken seriously. Perhaps we shall cover that someday. How Near to the Angels, featuring Mary Anderson, my favorite actress. With Andre Mozart and Gene Jenkins. Fuck yeah. Wetzel, oh, Whitaker, I know. Like, all these last names I recognize.
If I were you, Alice, I'd put those buttons about a half-inch in.
Keep working on the hem, and I'll sew on the buttons.
Yeah, keep working on the buttons.
You know, Janet, there isn't a bride in that...
Janet, no, tell me there's not somebody named Janet in here. Come on, is that the main character? Come on now. I'm a Jen, but I ain't no Janet.
Our magazine can hold a candle to you.
Of course, Aunt Rose. Those brides didn't have you for a seamstress.
Oh, you and your flattery. It's little wonder that you captured such a pride. Oh, dear, I'm out of thread. Oh!
Damn it, Janet.
Why don't you slip out of this while I run and get the thread?
Okay, Aunt
Janet Weiss.
Oh, you
I think I would make a good Dr. Frankenfurter. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but if I was to play any part, I think I could do that. I think it would be a great Dr. Frankenfurter. How do you do? I see you've met my faithful handyman.
I really think he'll like it, Mother. I doubt if he'll even notice it. Mother.
Mother, stop it.
Mom, how did such a wonderful fellow ever fall in love with me? Men have been falling in love with you since you were 3.
Oh my God. Here's something that already, like, is come up that I have to just take a sidestep on, that I had a problem with growing up within the Mormon church, and it's the emphasis on marriage, sex, and this weird Mormon version of romanticism where, like, it's your entire destiny as somebody who grows up as a woman within the LDS church. It's like your only pathway to true salvation to the highest degree in heaven is by getting married within the temple to a temple-worthy man who has served on a mission for 2 years, who is very knowledgeable about the church and the teachings of Joseph Smith, and who is ordained with the priesthood. It's everything. It's all there is to your identity when you grow up in that. Like, that's it. Your best hope is to get married by the one. And if you're not, well, I suppose there's some alternatives, but they're not as good as the gold as things were meant to be. Anyways, just a rant. 2 minutes and 30 seconds and I'm already riveled up.
But choosing the right man is the most important thing that a woman ever does, isn't it?
Yes, and choosing one that's worthy to take you...
See? I'm already, baffled. Literally, I just explained that. And immediately she's like, choosing the right man is the most important thing a woman does, isn't it? I am losing my marbles. Let me backtrack, because that's just, precisely what I was talking about. Choosing the right man is the most important thing in a woman's life, isn't it? Yes, of course. If you don't choose the right one, then you die instantly. Boobs explode into flame, spontaneously combust, and you die.
Mom, how did such a wonderful fellow ever fall in love with me? Men have been falling in love with you since you were 3. But choosing the right man is the most important thing that a woman ever does, isn't it?
Yes, and choosing one that's worthy to take you to the temple.
See? I swear to God, I've had enough LDS. I'm so excited that I totally predict that before it even came out. I'm totally excited because I've grown up in the church enough to know where these lessons lead. Not only is the choice of man the most important choice a woman ever makes, But choosing a man that's worthy of the temple is the most important thing of all. Did I not just fucking call it out? By the way, I actually haven't seen this one. This one's new to me. Already I am raving. We're not even 3 minutes in this.
Ellen, where did you hide the thread?
Oh. What did I do with it?
I'll come down.
Do we have captions? It helps.
Oh, darling.
Oh, darling.
How proud I am of you.
Who? Who are you talking to?
So clean and strong.
Clean?
Mother's happy you are worthy.
What do you mean? Like he washes his balls? I mean, that's basic expectation of cis men, is to wash your balls.
But what about me? She'll never know how close I came to being denied the greatest of all blessings.
Denied the greatest of all blessings. The greatest of all blessings for a woman that grows up within the LDS church, or people who are forced to grow up as women in the LDS church. The greatest blessing you could ever receive in your life is being married and sealed to a temple-worthy man who is on his mission and wears clean garments and washes his balls. At least.
I shall always be thankful to my Heavenly Father for those wonderful people who pointed the way for me. For without them, darling, I'd never have had you. It seems only yesterday that I was a beehive girl, and even then popularity was almost an obsession with me. Being one of the crowd was the most important thing in the world, and it didn't particularly matter if it was the right crowd or the wrong one.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to back this up a bit. Okay, let's go.
Father, for those wonderful people who pointed the way for me. For without them, darling, I'd never have had you. It seems only yesterday that I was a beehive girl.
Oh, no.
And even then, popularity was almost an obsession with me. Being one of the crowd was the most important thing in the world. And it didn't particularly...
Please, no. Not this old narrative. Okay, so this is the same narrative that they, carried on and on for women, and it was really kind of just sexist to me, because it just implied that women are emotional, and the only thing they're infatuated with is social situations. Surely they have no, ability to be, actual rational beings. No, they're just obsessed with social situations, so they're just obsessed with popularity. That's all they want. But Jesus shows them the way. So, this is the narrative that I grew up with too. It's like, hey, you want to be with the cool crowd, but the cool crowd are the sinners, right? So, we're the cool crowd, we're the coolest crowd, we're the actual cool crowd. And to be with us as LDS young women, we're, we got the real independence. We got the real, what's the word? It starts with an I. It's at the tip of my tongue. I hate it when this happens. It's like independence. It's like individuality. It's like... I don't know, but it's so weird. So, moving along. Integrity. Integrity, right? That's right. I know what integrity means. Yeah.
Matter if it was the right crowd or the wrong one. I remember Betty Fraser and Babs Pearson, two of the most popular girls in junior high.
Well, I know I missed it last Tuesday, Babs. But gee whiz, kid, if I keep doing this, someone's sure to tell my folks. I know, but you know how old-fashioned my mother is about these things. Oh, she'd simply have a fit if she knew I were ditching Mutual. You did? That real cool jazz number? Oh, crazy. Neat.
Crazy, neat, cool, jazz, da 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 da. Crazy, cool, da 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 da.
Oh, I'll simply die if I don't hear it, Babs. Listen, I'll tell you what. I'll meet you at 7:30, okay? But, Babs, we've got to be home by 9:30 or my folks will really lay down the law. Okay? Bye.
What does that even mean? Who's she calling Dad? Oh, yeah. That slaps. Can you imagine when that's like your only music to be like hip to? Can you imagine? Put on the old like megaphone. Dad, daddy-o.
Boy, am I beat. Oh, thank you.
Oh, Babs, I'm really thirsty. Have you got any pop or anything in the house? Are you kidding? It's impossible to keep anything around here with my kid brother. He drinks up everything. Well, let's go down to the service station.
Damn that kid brother.
Oh, swell. Neat idea. Let's go. Come on.
Let's go on down and get a shorty pop for 2 cents. A nickel get you a shorty pop with a scoop of ice cream.
Kids? I want a lemon lime. Let's see. I'll take an orange. Okay, orange it is.
Wow.
Hey, look. 2 for the price of 1. God, it must be broken. Let me. Too bad. Only 3 for 1 dime. Directions. Insert coin, then slide bottle along dotted line.
Oh, we get ours free. Here, Jeb.
Well, thanks.
I think I'd rather pay for mine.
Not me. I get a kick out of outsmarting these dumb clucks.
Oh, very sinful. Stealing sody pops.
What, no movie magazine? What can you expect? This is a service station. Yeah, I guess so. Hey, look what somebody left here. Ever try one? No? You? We can go out and have
Cigarettes!
We need some matches.
We can't be smoking cigarettes. That's evil.
Should be some around here somewhere. Yeah, let's look around.
Well, I don't think we ought to. What would our folks say if they knew?
Oh, how would they find out?
How does your mind do? My dad smokes a couple of packs a day.
Oh, you clumsy fool. Dude, this is back in the day when, like, parents had liquor cabinets. Nobody has a liquor cabinet anymore. Nobody has a cabinet of liquors. Do they? No. That seems so old-fashioned. Like, who has a cabinet? I stole it from my mom's liquor cabinet.
What's up, girl?
What?
We were looking for the matches. I mean, we have to go to a rainy roast and we need matches.
Okay, let's have them.
Have what?
My cigarettes. Against the law for minors to have in the first place. The second place you stole.
Oh.
I think I'll just call a cop.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Here.
Yeah, that's more like it.
That's more like it.
Say, aren't you Will Howard's little dude?
No. I mean, yes.
I'll bet he doesn't know what you're up to. I have half a notion just to call him.
Oh, please don't call him. I didn't mean to do
Now
it,
listen, you kids. Get on home where you belong. Don't let me catch you around here again.
Go on, get.
Oh, what'd you let him scare you for? He wouldn't have done anything. Oh, forget it.
Do you know that?
Hey, Murder in the Dark comes on at 8:30. Let's go. Well,
What? Murder in the Darkened Sun at 8:30? What? He wouldn't have murdered us.
if
you kids don't mind, Mutual's just about out, and I think I'll go on over and walk home with the kids.
Okay. So long, Jan.
Bye.
See you later, Jan.
I'm so mad that this character's name is Jan. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Am I put on the spot here? Sure, Jan.
Hi, Jan. Where have you been? Sister Stanley's been asking where you were. She says that she's going to call your mother.
My mother? What for? I've got to talk to her. She's still inside. Hi, Janet. Oh, Sister Stanley, Helen said you're going to call my mother. What you want to talk to her about?
Oh, I was going to call your mother to see if you'd like to go to the canyon with us Friday and Saturday.
Oh, I'd love to go with you. And I'm awfully glad I got to talk to you before. Well, I mean about it.
That was the most perfect trip. It was the first time I'd ever been in the mountains with girls my own age. Then, too, it was there that I really became acquainted with Roberta Stanley.
Wait,
That first morning, Roberta and I...
what do you mean really acquainted? Acquainted? Here, I need to scoot my chair up. Hold on. Okay. What do you mean acquainted? Is there something going on between these two women?
I awoke before the others, and she took me on sort of a nature ramble. She was wonderful. She was a big sister as well as a teacher. She could cook and swim.
She was also my first lover. Wait, no.
But most of all, she taught me to understand.
How old is this girl? She's gotta be like... Because I swear it's the thing. Cis men in the Mormon church go on their mission when they're 18, 19, 20. So they go for about 2 years. So they're like freshly that. And then the goal of the women's role in this instance is to at least finish high school and then be ready to marry your return missionary. Because ideally you want to hook up with the guy just as he's leaving for his mission and then wait for him and do the whole thing where you write letters and all that thing.
Understand beauty and to feel real joy. But more important, she instilled in me a love of the beauties and grandeur of nature, which I know will always remain with me. She'll never know how much her talk around the campfire that night meant to me. She talked about the old-fashioned virtues of honesty and chastity in such a straightforward, personal way that the lesson really sank in.
Yeah, it's really sinking in on us right now. The old-fashioned lessons of virtue and chastity. Chastity? Chastity. Not chastity. There's Cassidy. Not chastity. Chastity. What a sad, small world for women within the church to serve. And the sad part about it is, within the church, a lot of the lessons are so repetitive, and they pretty much just condition these women into truly, eventually believing with deep within their little hearts that this is the best pathway to them. Because any other pathway for women within the church, you know, it's like, well, it's great if you want to be a career woman, I guess, but you're not going to obtain the true exaltation into the kingdom of God. You're not going to benefit the true blessings of the Lord if you just do as he asks. So you're just going to have to think about that very sincerely.
So many of the things she stood for became a part of me.
so many things that this lady stood for became a part of this girl. Sounds like this girl is not having an opportunity to really develop her individuality, and she's pretty much conditioned to think that taking on the same mentality as her leader, her church leader, is the only way to exaltation. I don't like that at all. I don't like that.
My newfound enthusiasm for Mutual, which had started in the Beehive program, carried over into the Maya Maids. That is, it did till I met Ted Morris. Ted was a senior and a top football man.
Oh no.
I just couldn't believe
A top football man?
it when he started dating me, a lowly sophomore.
Oh no.
Ted wasn't a member of the church, but that didn't seem to bother me too much.
Oh
Somehow
no.
I had the idea I could convert him when the time...
No. Oh no. Ted is not a member of the church. And already she's like, somehow I had the idea I could convert him. Oh no. Here's the thing. There's people who were born within the LDS religion. Me. I'm like 5th generation from fucking pioneers that first settled here or in Utah. So converts were... They almost were upheld a little bit more than regular members. Regular members, it's like, well, you eventually sort of have to wear down and just earn your conversion. Conversion of the heart. Whereas actual converts into the church were, I feel like, a bit more esteemed because it's like, well, they already lived their life without Christ the Lord, Jesus Savior, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And so when they converted, it was a more esteemed sort of testimony of their faith. Whereas people who were born into it, it's like they could practice the words, they could talk the talk, walk the walk, but eventually they had to really prove themselves with an exceptional emotional breakthrough. Damn it, Janet!
game. He seemed so glamorous compared with the boys at Mutual. The Gold and Green Ball was coming up.
So, within the church, when you grow up as a young person, women are separated and men are separated. Young men and young women are separated, and they have their own classes. But sometimes you would have what was referred to as mutual. And mutual was like a meeting like every Wednesday or something. And that's where you would have a combined lesson with the young men and young women. So to go to mutual was like the original setup to like fall in love with your high school sweetheart that went to the same church as you, sort of thing.
And I did so want Ted to take me. I remember how
Excuse me, you wanted Ted to take you? Take me,
when
baby.
he took me. I was so proud of the decorations that I'd helped prepare.
Damn, look at those people shaking their asses on that dance stage. They should be ashamed of themselves. Wait, why are those people watching? What the hell is going on? This is creepy. This is the kind of music that plays that you hear in a hallway, like in an empty hotel room, and then it just eerily like slows down and fades out, and then suddenly you're in Silent Hill.
The orchestra, the atmosphere, the floor show, everything seemed so perfect. But Ted was bored with it all.
Ted is bored of this shit. probably because Ted wants to do something else, if you know what I mean.
Before I realized what was happening, Ted was escorting me from the dance for a rendezvous with some of his friends at a little spot out of town.
Yes, Mark, thank you. This exactly reminds me of The Shining. By the way, The Shining is one of my most favorite winter movies to watch. It's so horrible, but I'm like, it's got the winter feel. It's a Christmas movie, okay? Oh shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. Beat! Oh shit. An actual beat came up. Oh no. Oh, it's hopping now. That's some mean music. That's too crazy for teenagers.
Isn't this a neat place? Just everybody's here.
I don't see anyone here I know. None of the high school crowd are here, Audrey.
Take a look in that corner.
Say, aren't those the fellows who got their names in the paper? What I mean is, they don't have a very good reputation.
Sure reputation, Conscious.
Yeah, why don't you just relax? Hey, waiter. What are you gonna have, baby?
The usual. How about you two?
What are you gonna have, baby?
Get her. Who said anything about eating?
They make hamburgers. If that's what she wants, that's what she'll get.
Hey, waiter.
Okay, kids, what do you have?
I'll take a lemonade, thank you.
Come on, Janet, don't be sickened. Make her the same as ours, Harry. She'll drink it all right.
No, really. All I want is a lemonade.
What? Underage drinking at the local fucking burger joint? Oh my goodness.
Bring an extra beer, Harry. If she won't take it, Bill will.
Hey,
Get a
listen,
beer.
what do you think?
Sure.
Dude selling beers to underage kids?
Hi, Ted. How about a dance?
Come on, she won't mind.
Be right back, Jan.
Be right back, Jan. You better come back, Jack.
How had I ever gotten into such a spot? What my folks think if they knew. The Golden Green Ball was so lovely, and Ted wasn't even impressed. I wasn't very impressed with him by this time, even if he was a senior and a football hero. Anyone who'd prefer this place to our Golden Green Ball was lacking somewhere.
Oh, jeez,
I
Janet.
felt so cheap and embarrassed.
They offered you a beer and you were able to dance and you totally denied both. I'm sorry. I don't feel cheap. I am a Chan and I do not feel cheap for dancing and having a beer. Okay, hold on. I have to pee. These kids see white people dancing to Little Richard. Ted totally has ulterior motives. Ted has ulterior motives. I mean, come on. He's the servant of Satan. He's the servant of Satan!
Had to get out of there.
Get out, Jan! Get out, Jan!
Girls, don't put yourself in a spot where you may have to compromise.
Compromise
If
what?
you do find yourself in such a position, get out of it quickly.
Where are you going, Jan?
I'm going home, Ted.
Why?
I suppose I should tell you I have a headache or something, but I'm not going to. I don't like this place. I'm miserable here, and I want to go home.
Look, we just got here.
You don't have to take me. I'll phone someone to come and get me.
Relax, I'll take you.
Oh, jeez.
I'll be right back. I'm taking Janet home.
What are you going home for?
Because I like it there.
Because I like it there. Okay, well. Religion aside, wanting to go home from a shitty club because you would rather be home is justified.
Square.
Sorry. What a square. Yes. I want to bring that back. What a square.
I never kept a diary, but indelibly written on my memory are certain special nights. It was at an interstate basketball game that I first met Kent.
Met Kent?
I knew he was Lloyd Eldridge's cousin, so naturally I made it a point to chat with Lloyd.
I looked all over the place for you. I wanted to treat a dance. You must have skipped out early.
Well, we did leave a little early, Lloyd. You see, I was with Ted. and
Hi,
we-
cuz.
Oh, hi, Kent. Great game.
Well, yeah, yes, it was.
Kent? Oh my.
Oh, this is Janet. Janet, this is Kent Wright.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, where are you two going? I thought if you were going someplace for a hamburger, I'd like to come along.
Oh, well, Lloyd and I aren't together. Oh, what I mean is, we were just talking.
Well, that's better. Still, how about you and I going someplace? Okay?
Oh!
Two only.
He just fucked my cousin. I'm going for this lady.
Lloyd was...
Oh, Lloyd won't mind. If I know he'll need to go and study.
What kind of study's done?
Just a deep, burrowing bookworm, this boy. See you around sometime, fella. And thanks for the intro.
Bye, Lloyd.
Well, how do you like that?
No, not skiing, please. I'm sorry. The only two questions I get asked immediately after I inform people that I grew up in Utah. One, they ask me if I'm Mormon. And two, they ask me if I ski. And I reply, neither.
Kent was 19 and the smoothest fellow I'd ever met. There wasn't anything he couldn't do well.
Ooh.
Skiing, dancing, swimming, just name it and he could do it. I was so crazy about him and I didn't have to be talked into going steady. And I do mean steady. As time passed, we were together almost every single night. Mother was beginning to
Satan and Lucifer are not the same thing, by the way. Just FYI.
worry. We've been keeping such late hours.
Janet, you're not going to miss church again tonight.
Oh, Mom, it's so stuffy in church. Besides, Kent wants to go up in the canyon. His uncle lives up there.
But it's been 4 weeks since you were at a sacrament meeting.
We'll probably go next.
Oh no, 4 weeks since the last okay, so sacrament meeting within the Mormon church is like the main meeting. It's like communion, you know. So you have sacrament meeting and you take a piece of dry Wonder Bread and a little tiny shot glass full of tap water, and suddenly you're representing the body and blood of Jesus Christ.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Kent. Now, Janet, I want you in early tonight.
Okay, Mom. We'll try not to be too late.
For goodness sakes, Janet, let me give you a lift. You need a truck.
Hi, Sister Wellman. Are you sure it won't be out of your
Oh,
way?
not at all. Come on around and get in.
Oh, thank you.
I know, Janet, you've had a perfectly wonderful excuse, but I'm just selfish enough to want you in my class. You're the best bait I've got.
What do you mean, bait?
When you're working
Bait?
toward your...
Bait? I'm sorry. Did her church leader refer to her as bait? The best bait? What the fuck? Where is this going?
silver gleaner, all the rest follow suit. When you're not, for some reason, interest lags.
Oh, well, it isn't that I don't enjoy your class.
Oh, that's awful.
I really...
If you're, like, active in the church and in our classes, then other young women follow pursuit in your footsteps. But if you're not, then interest lacks. So we need you as bait to lure more women to be dependent on this cult. This is insanity. How... You know, I think the part where I'm losing my mind is, like, I did get in some sense as a kid, I'm like, this doesn't seem right. But I didn't fully understand it. I wish I had the same wherewithal and understanding as I do now, like intellectual understanding, to have that as a kid and be like, wait a minute, that's a red flag. Excuse me, I don't want to be bait. Like, that's really weird That's weird wording. That's concerning.
You do, but, well, it's just that...
I know. You're in love. When
What?
do you plan to be married?
Oh, we are...
What? Oh, you're in love. When do you plan to be married? Really? Immediately to that? Can't kids be kids? Can't kids just, like, obviously not, I don't mean tiny kids, but, like, kids this age, like, teenagers, like, can't kids be kids and date each other? Like, what the fuck? You're just like, when do you plan to be married?
Talked about marriage. We just like being together. What I mean is...
Of course you do. That's a perfectly natural thing. But it can also be very dangerous.
Dangerous?
You're two young, healthy people in love. What starts out to be a wonderful thing can very easily get out of control and wreck your lives. Play it smart, darling. Taking to mutual and to church. Try and spend as much
Play it smart by taking him to church.
time as possible with other people. Then be sure that those intervals when you two are alone are brief. That's the only safe way, I know.
Don't spend any time together alone at all. Don't get to know each other on an intimate level. Make sure you keep things brief. Spend time with other people. Don't get into this, it's dangerous. Make sure he goes to church where he doesn't have any personal time with you. It's just public time with other members of the church. And then you'll know it's right when you have little connection with this guy as possible.
I guess I better be going in.
It's been nice seeing you again, Janet.
Thanks for the ride. Goodbye. I'll be seeing you. Ken, it's getting late. We'd better go.
It isn't even 12 o'clock yet.
But it was after 1 o'clock before...
No. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm sorry. Already as a member of the Mormon church, she is already committing a cardinal sin. You do not park with a boy. It's the 1950s, for God's sakes. You do not park with a boy. Look at it. It's dark. 2 individuals parked. You know what that means. It means second base.
I mean it, Kent. You've got to take me home.
Okay, on one condition. That you pack a lunch, and after I get off work tomorrow, we drive up the canyon.
But you promised to take me to Mutual.
In the summertime? Oh, wait till basketball starts.
Oh, can't you never take me to church? You keep saying
After
you're
we're
going...
married, then we'll go to church.
You promise, Kent. We've at least 20 miles to drive before we get home.
Okay, have it your own way.
The next day, Kent was called out of town, so I went to Mutual. It just so happened that the lesson was on temple marriage.
Of course.
Now, girls, I'd like to pose this question. What are the 3 most important dates in your life?
Any date's important in my life.
Seriously,
You never take me to church.
I'll put it another way for Peggy's benefit. What are the 3 most important days in your life? Rosalie?
The day a girl gets married.
No. No. This is horrible to tell women. This is horrible to be like, the most important date in your life is when you get married. What if you don't want that? What if you want something else? What if you don't know you want something else and you only live a life where you're told that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. The most important date in your life, one of them is getting married. Let me guess. The other one is having children. What's the third? Something churchy. Patriarchal blessing. Bearing children. Okay, getting married, bearing children. Maybe a patriarchal blessing. Getting sealed in the temple, but that's like the marriage. I don't know. I'm a little out of touch. I don't know what the third thing is.
Now, that's one of them. Who can point out the others? Catherine?
Pregnancy.
I suppose the day one is born and the day one dies.
You are so right, Catherine.
Oh, what? This is worse! This is worse! Oh my God, I am stunned. I thought I knew the direction they were going, and this is worse. You get born, you get married, and you die. That is life set out for women in the church. That's it. That makes me sad. There's so much space in between birth and death. And they put marriage as like one of the main things between that. Like, what about in the space in between, women like self-actualize and they become what they want and do what they want? Like, that's so sad to me.
Now then, we can't do much about numbers 1 and 3. But we certainly can have a great deal to say about our marriage.
Oh no. No, I'm so sad.
Girls, never settle for anything less than temple marriage. If a man doesn't love you enough to want you forever, it's a pretty good indication that he's not the right man for you.
Oh no. Oh no. This is sad. So essentially, what the LDS Church does is really emphasize the concept of marriage. It really is the biggest focal point of their religion. It's very obsessive this marriage point. Like, you cannot enter the highest degree of heaven, because in Mormonism, they have several degrees of heaven, and I would love to break those down, actually. That would be swell. In order to enter the highest degree of heaven, which is exaltation with actual God, you have to be sealed with your partner in the temple, which is a special building in which they do rituals in. So when you do this sealing in the temple, then you can have access to that. But that it's like such a big key into that, and that should be a big red flag. It should be a big red flag, especially back when Mormonism was founded by Joseph Smith. It was very much about him as having as much access to sleeping with other women as possible. Okay? They always write that Joseph Smith had like 40 wives, but like really it was like concubines. Okay. It's just so sad that this was the lesson at the time. And then Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah, wonders why they have one of the highest depression and suicide rates in the entire country.
And don't be so unwise as to think marriage will change him. Of course, he'll make promises. But if he doesn't give up his bad habits for you now,
oh no,
there's less than a 10% chance that he'll give them up for you after he's got you. Remember, girls, temple marriage is the most important thing that will happen to you in your entire life.
Yep. In your entire life.
And don't spend the rest of your life regretting that such a marriage might have been yours.
Oh no. Oh no. Philip, save us. Philip, save us. I don't know if you need to backtrack a little to catch up, but we are just entering a special hell where this church leader is telling these poor young girls that the most important day in their entire life is the day they get married within the temple, and like nothing else matters, just the marriage. Oh, here we go.
Not tonight, Ken. I just don't feel like it.
Wait a minute. I thought they weren't sleeping together. What does she mean? Not tonight, Ken. I just don't feel like it.
Okay. What's the matter with you, Janet? Lately you've become nothing but a worrywart.
I'm not worrying.
Yes, you are. You worry if we don't go to church, worry when we go to shows on Sunday. You used to be fun.
Oh, I've had lots of fun with you, Ken, but never when I was doing those things that I knew I shouldn't.
You got a busy little conscience, haven't you?
Can't help it. That's the way I am.
Oh, better watch out. You'll be sprouting wings. Oh, look, Annie, quit torturing yourself. Unwrinkle that pretty brow. Don't think I want to marry an old lady, do you?
Ken, I notice you've been talking a lot about marriage lately, but you haven't said when or where.
Tomorrow, if I can talk you into it.
Ken, don't be silly.
You be all packed when I get home from work tomorrow, and we'll take off for Las Vegas.
Ken, I don't want that kind of marriage.
You go, Kent.
I was thinking about a temple marriage.
Do we have to?
You mean you don't want to get married in the temple?
Might be okay 10 years from now.
That's the only way I'll ever get married, Kent.
You know, of course, I can't get a recommend.
Why not?
Well, I haven't been to church in months. I never paid any tithing. Besides, if you ask me, I think it's all a lot of hooey.
Oh, Kent, you don't mean that.
Oh, why is it so important?
If you don't know, there isn't much use in my trying to tell you.
Janet, let's not quarrel about trifles. I'm in love with you. I want to marry you. Let's take off for Vegas.
Kent, I meant it when I said I'd never marry outside the temple.
Kent.
It's late now, Kent. You better go.
Kent, you better get out of here, Kent. You're upsetting me. Jan is getting upset.
Change your mind. Let me know.
following Sunday night, I went to stake Fireside. I'd secretly hoped that Ken might be there. I hadn't heard from him all week, but I felt sure that he'd eventually call me. I was ready to leave when...
Hi, Janet.
Damn it,
Dad.
Janet.
Shrinking violet is Tim Morgan. You don't know it, but he's
You better wise up, Janet Weiss.
been trailing you for the past 48 hours.
Trailing me? Well, what do you mean?
Well, I told him you were going
I
steady.
saw you at the dance Friday night. And before I could get an introduction, why, you disappeared. And I came to your Sunday school this morning, but I didn't see you.
Well, I teach a junior Sunday school class.
I know.
What did you want to see me about?
Oh, I thought that if I was going to marry you, we should get acquainted.
Marry me? Now, wait just a minute.
Oh, he's not kidding, Janet. He really means it.
Of course I do. My mission president said that he'd give his returning elders just 6 months to get married. Well, I've been home 5 months, 3 weeks, and 4 days.
And 11 hours. Now, if you two honeymooners will excuse me, I'll be running along. Oh, Maury. Oh, tempore. Oh, love. Where is thy sea? Boing.
That clown. Now, let's see, where were we? Oh, yes. Would you rather be married in Salt Lake or in St. George?
Now, listen, I don't
I'd rather lean towards St. George. Then we can go up to Zion's for a 2-day honeymoon.
You'll pardon me if I seem a little old-fashioned about these things, but you know, I'd never been proposed to in public before.
Well, I've never proposed to anyone in public before either. And you probably won't believe this, but I've never proposed to anyone before. I didn't intend to do it this way, and I know I've made a complete fool of myself, but please, can't I take you home?
Well, okay. I got to know Tim pretty well in that week that followed.
Oh, no.
On Monday, there was the ward...
First, we went to Tim... Or no. First, it was Ted. And now... Then it was Kent. And now it's Tim? Or did she go back to Ted? Because I swear it was Ted at first. Like, where... Who is this Tim?
...outing in the canyon. Tuesday, Mutual with the dance that followed. Then he took me to the drive-in for the double feature. Friday, his M-Men team played softball. And Saturday, he took me down to meet his folks.
Oh, Tim, it's just beautiful.
I'm kind of proud of it. Great-grandpa built it when he came over from England as a convert. Let's go in.
But you've got company.
No, what you see is just part of the Morgans. Mom had 12 of us. I have a couple married sisters who are out to break even her record.
Double feature. Picture show.
Hi, Dougie. Hi, Karen.
Anticipation.
Oh, the dance. Hi, Mom. Sure. Hi, Mom.
My boy.
Mom, this is Janet.
Janet, we're certainly glad to meet you. My, we've heard so much about you.
Hi, sis.
Hello, Tim. Janet, this is Vivian and her chickadees. Hello, Janet.
Damn it,
Well, you're
Janet.
even prettier than Tim said. Thank you. Now, I'd like you to meet Earl Laughlin, Vivian's husband. Oh, I'd like Come on, we'll go right over and find him. I'm so glad you lost it tonight. You know, they did 2 years. The color's going off there. It's a bit faded.
Hi, Earl. Hi, Tim. How are you?
Janet, this is Earl Laughlin, Vivian's husband.
How do you do?
Earl? Happy to meet you.
Very nice to know you. Say, you're just about in time, boy.
Oh, no, Earl. This is his day. He's not going to work today. It's our
All
special
right.
day, you know.
Come on, Janet, let's go meet Grandma.
Oh, I'd
No,
like
we'll
to
see you in a
excuse
little
us.
Come on, Janet.
How's the
Let's go see
afternoon?
Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Oh, Tim.
Oh, Tim.
Grandma, I want you to meet Janet Howard.
Hello, Tim.
Come a little closer or I can have a better look at you. Uh-huh. And so this is the girl you're going to marry, Tim.
Grandma.
Well, why beat around the bush? Tim's 26.
Oh, Lord.
Grandfather was only 20 when he married me.
This is weird. This is weird. Is this not weird? Is it not weird to be that pressured as a young person into marriage and that much about commitment? Like, what the hell?
I'd say he better put a rope around a pretty little thing like this before she gets away.
Oh, no. You better get her. You better scoop her on up into the temple. Or seal her quick before she escapes and turns into a witch.
This is the girl you're going to marry. He didn't seem at all like the glib young man I'd met at Fireside just a week ago. The next night he spoke at our ward sacrament meeting. It had been a long time since I'd heard anyone bear a testimony like he bore.
He bore his testimony so hard. His testimony was so hard. It just filled me with the spirit.
It was still early when we got out, yet he took me straight home.
I guess I won't be seeing you for a while, Janet.
Oh?
I'm leaving for Fort Ord in the morning.
Fort Ord? You don't mean you joined the Army?
They sent me such a nice invitation.
But you haven't said a thing about it.
I know. I guess I should have, but...
Oh, he's off to the army.
Even to myself that there are so few days left. And then, too, I thought you might think I was having my last fling. I even told the folks not to mention it to you. Janet, is it okay if I write to you?
Of course.
And another thing, see you don't date yourself up solid the weekend I get through basic.
In those weeks that followed, I found the most important man in my life was the mailman.
I left him for the mailman. Sorry, honey. He's much more mature, much older, much better. You're out.
Tim's letters were masterpieces of wit and humor, but never the slightest inkling in them that he was particularly interested in me. But as far as that went, I told myself, was I interested in him? After all, there was Kent. And even though I hadn't seen him in almost 2 months, he was still very much in my mind. Then one afternoon, Kent...
Oh, Tim. Kent? Kent!
Hello? Yes? Why, yes, Kent, how are you?
It is Kent! Why did it say Tim
Yes, I know,
earlier?
I'm a little surprised.
She went back with Kent. Oh, you
of
poor
course
bitch.
You can. 8:30? Okay, fine, Kent. Goodbye. Hello? This is Janet Howard speaking. Western Union? Just a minute, please. See if I... Okay, I'm ready. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Mom, come here quick.
Goodness, Janet, what's the matter?
Oh, Mom, I just received a wire from Tim. They're sending him to Fort Riley, Kansas, and he just has 1 hour here between trains.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's
1 hour.
already.
1 hour. You don't need that long. Trust me.
Mom, would you please get the car keys while I go get dressed?
He's in a unit, Tim. Kent. It's actually Kent. Kent! Kent's in a union.
Little did I know.
Oh, Kent.
After 500 embraces, Tim finally got to me.
I liked it
I
when
got
it
a handshake.
typoed to cunt.
The family started bombarding him with questions. How was the food? Were the officers nice to him? Did he think he'd like Fort Riley? Finally, he announced to his family that he was going to take me around the corner for a malt.
For a what? Excuse me, for a what? For a malt.
You'd think a man would arrange to have plenty of time for the most important thing he ever does in his life, wouldn't you?
What's that?
Well, the first time I saw you, I asked you to marry me, remember? I could have kicked myself 1,000 times since then.
Well, thank you.
I like malts. I like malts. There's something about a malt. Like, there's a shake, there's a milkshake, and then there's, like, a milkshake that's, like, a malt. And the malts are, like, I don't know, it's, like, it's more creamy and, like, more milky, I guess. I like it. I like it a lot. I like a malt. I like the malts.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way.
Make it a malt.
It's just that, well, a guy just doesn't get flip about a thing as sacred as marriage. The minute I said it, I realized I meant it, and that's why I haven't said another word about it since. Well, now, with just a few minutes before the train leaves, I'm asking you again. Only this time, I've never been more serious in my life.
I want to
We couldn't get married until after I get out of the Army, maybe, but...
Tim, I've got to tell you something. Before I started going with you, I was going steady with another fellow. We had a quarrel, and I haven't gone with him since, but I have a date with him tonight.
Tonight?
Hey, Uncle Ben! Grandma says hey!
What?
Okay, but
She's really moving on that fast?
Well, after you see him, you'll know.
Give me your new address. Whichever way it turns out, Tim, I'll let you know.
Was she going back to... Oh.
Dear Heavenly...
There is this thing, like when you grow up as a young man or a young woman within the church. So, like, the sort of idea, like the ultimate position of prayer and asking God for advice within the Mormon church, okay, is ideally going out into the woods, into nature, because its symbolism is the same as when Joseph Smith founded the church when he was 14 and he had his first vision and visitation from God. He did so by hiking out into the wilderness and praying and discovering that there. So it's the same thing here where they encourage you to go out into the woods, into the wilderness and pray, and that's the ultimate position of prayer.
Father, I've got to make the most important decision in my life, and I need thy help. Somewhere I've picked up the idea that a girl can only fall in love once. I felt for a long time now that I was in love with Kent. I felt
With
so
Karen!
sure he'd finally
I love these typos.
Maybe he has. Maybe that's what he's coming to tell me tonight. But even if he does, I'm not so sure now that he's the man I want to marry. I found so much that's fine in Tim. His testimony, the way he treats his family, and when he looks at me, I feel so, well, like wonderful music was playing all over. Only I don't know if it's excitement or if it's really love. I know how important marriage is, and I know the one I choose must be the right one. Help me, Heavenly Father, to know which one it is.
I have such a problem with praying for major decisions in your life. You're putting your future into the hands of something that just doesn't exist. And this is an opportunity, instead of praying to something that's outside of you, to instead double down into your own ability to make good decisions for yourself. And even if you make a mistake, you have somewhere to grow from, to learn from. You have a point of reference. So it's a waste to attribute this particular moment to something that is external to you, when it's the time to double down and really listen to yourself, really listen to your inner voice, yourself, and empower yourself. Even if it ends up being a mistake, you still have a point of reference. So either way, if you make the right decision or the wrong decision, you're moving forward and you're learning and you're growing.
Oh, hi, Janet.
Hi. Oh, for me? They're lovely.
Hi,
Thank you
Janet.
so much, Ken. Why don't you sit down while I get a vape?
Well, I get a vape.
Oh, aren't they beautiful? It's nice to see you again, Ken.
I guess you think it's funny my coming back like this, but I've been thinking it over and maybe you're right. What I mean is, if a temple marriage is what you want, it's okay with me too. What I really mean is, it doesn't make any difference to me one way or another. Well, what do you say?
I suppose I should feel highly complimented.
Well,
No, Kent. The only trouble is I'm not sure I still feel the same about you.
it's that Morgan guy, the returned missionary, isn't it?
Why, Sister Wellman, come in.
It's
Hello
the
there.
return missionary, isn't it?
You've met Kent, of course.
Yes, how are you, Ken?
Fine. Well, I've got to go. I'll see you around sometime, Janet.
Goodbye, Kent.
Goodbye, Kant. Kant. Karen. Kurnt. Tim.
Janet, you look as though you'd seen a ghost.
Sister Wellman, if a man came to you and said he was willing to be married in the temple because it didn't make any difference to him one way or another, what would you think?
I think he'd be doing it because he'd know that was the only way he'd ever get you.
And what? That says nothing? What? That says nothing? Like I mean, arguably, that could be really endearing. That could be like, hey, this guy is willing to do anything for you. What? I don't... But they shouldn't be thinking about marriage right now. Anyways, I don't know. This is just weird and creepy. Weird expectations of very young people.
Competitor out of the running. When next I see you, put your arms around me. And if I feel that I belong, then I'm willing to talk long-term contract. Janet.
Long-term contract? That's not... Very interesting choice of words there. I need this contract because it's the most important day of my life, and I don't care who it is as long as they're dedicated to the church. Because that's what they teach you, totally. They're like, it doesn't matter if you're compatible or not, as long as you are both dedicated to the church. That's the only true marriage. What a weird premise for a marriage. It is contractual.
Man, oh man. What's the matter? Hey, you hurt yourself, buddy? Hey, you feel all right?
Me? Yeah, I feel great.
Haven't you got that dress off yet?
I'll wear it such a short time, I thought I ought to enjoy it.
Wallow around in it to your heart's content, but you'll press it, young lady.
Oh, Aunt Rose, did I ever tell you how grateful I am
For taking you with us to Fort Riley to see Tim last summer?
That's when I found out how wonderful Tim really is.
Don't thank me. Thank your folks. They didn't want an old maid on their hands.
Goodness sakes, Alice, what is it?
Well, Theo let me off today early, so of course I came right on down. How's everything? Where's Jan? Upstairs. Oh, what are we waiting for?
Did you hear that, Jan?
Jam?
Jan?
Jamalambala.
You can't see me, I'm in my wedding dress.
And who has a better right?
Wait, what? Oh no. What?
Oh, isn't she beautiful? Just like an angel.
Just like an angel.
And that's for having her.
Yeah, her dress is beautiful, isn't it?
Dress? I'm not looking at her dress. I'm looking at the girl I'm going to marry. The girl who's going to be my wife. Forever.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's it? How glorious unto angels is youth. That is clean the youth is joy unspeakable here, eternal happiness hereafter. Great. Great. So Janet totally threw away her life for a contract that she was conditioned into thinking that she needs and wants in order to achieve the highest exaltation with her Heavenly Father. These are really terrible things that the LDS Church teaches. Straight up. Their ideas of gender roles and, like, how fast children should get married, like a 20-year-old and, like, an 18-year-old. 18, 19, 20, yeah. That's the ideal, like, age gap. And the ideal person to marry for a young woman is a returned missionary. It's just really weird. I don't know. The other guy wasn't too bad. But that was the whole morale of that lesson. It's like, well, even if they're great, if they're not dedicated to the church, then they're the wrong choice. Because your marriage is the most important thing ever. Anyways. Let's turn our music back on and say goodnight. I think I've had enough of that. Anyways, if you become a member of the channel or you subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Jan Erickson Official, you can get access to our secret Discord server in which you can interact with me more personally. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. I love Friday night chats, especially when we watch ridiculous stuff like this, with still something to take away. So, first off, I want to thank our moderators for coming and keeping the chat room awesome, and that's Philip and Cassie and Mark. Thank you so much for coming, and please drop your links to your own channels or links to art. Check out their channels and give them some support and some love. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Laura, thank you for coming, exploring the Holos. Renaissance Fairy, thank you so much. And Hope, thank you for coming. And Lucifer, thank you for coming. Good night, everybody. MC Heavyset, thank you for coming. And yes, the Hyperion source is releasing a new video tomorrow, and I believe the second part of Mark's video just came out. I actually need to catch up with that one, so I'm really excited to do so. I like to listen to things in the morning. That's, you know, when I first wake up, that's when I find myself listening to Mark's videos. It's a nice, gentle way to sort of start stimulating my brain, thinking, and, you know, a nice, gentle wake up. And then I'm ready to rock and roll. So, awesome stuff. And I am looking, I know what the video tomorrow is for Hyperion Source. It's a surprise. And I'm excited for it. Anyways, if you have not liked the live stream yet, I love likes. Please like the video. That is a really great way to support. And yeah, I will be releasing a video on Monday about tarot cards, and then our next live stream will be on Wednesday for Worldview Wednesday. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. I really appreciate you coming and supporting. And yeah, thank you so much. All right, good night, everybody.